Hello everyone. Now we'll start chapter number 8 and the title of the chapter is Natural Resources. This is your geography chapter. First of all, we'll study about what natural resources are. We all knew that human needs can be satisfied through resources. Means we need resources to fulfill all our needs. There are thousands of elements in the nature, but we cannot call all of them resources. When these resources are utilized by man through his special knowledge and expertise, then we call them resources. Also, we can say that the thing on which the man is dependent, human needs can be fulfilled by them, and man has the physical and intellectual capacity to utilize them, can be called as resources. By the ancient times, man did not know about the minerals that were buried in the inner crust of the earth. So, these minerals were unutilized and cannot be called as resources. In modern India and in the whole world, these were extremely useful due to their utility and due to advanced technology of mining. We can say that resources are made of interaction of three, that are nature, man and culture. Uses of resources. The development of human race is dependent on how they utilize the resources because all activities from agriculture to industries ultimately depend on natural resources. First we study about resources as food. We use many resources to fulfill our hunger. For example, various crops obtained through agriculture, milk and its products, and meat obtained through domestic animals, fish and other aquatic animals from reservoirs or from water bodies, honey prepared by honeybees, etc., are used as food items. Resource as a raw material. Goods obtained from forests, agro products, wool, hides means leather, and meat available from animals, mineral ores from the raw material. For many industries, minerals are extracted by the inner crust of the earth and, and they are not in the pure form. They are in the impure form mixed with various impurities. Industries purify them and make them usable. Third, resource as energy resources. Coal, petroleum, natural gas we use in industries as well as in domestic fuel. Besides this, energy can be generated through solar insolation, wind, sea waves, tides, ebbs and waterfalls, etc. Now, types of resources. Resources are classified as follows. First, on the basis of ownership. Second, on the basis of re-availability. Third, on the basis of distribution centers. Following are the types of resources on the basis of ownership. Let us understand this through the table. First, individual resource owned by an individual or a family like land building means our private property comes under this category. Second, national resource owned by a country or a region. For example, army, international trade. Our, our army and our international trade comes under the national resource category. For the deployment and maintenance of the army, our national government is responsible. Also, decision regarding our exports and imports will be taken by Government of India, comes under national resource category. Third, global resource. All physical or non-physical resource which are used for human welfare, for example, ocean, resources of common ownership of all nations of the world. Resource can be classified as follows on the basis of their distribution also. First, universal resources. Useful gases in the atmosphere, For example, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Second, generally available resources, easily available. For example, land, soil, water, partial land. Third, rare resources, which are available in rare places, those available at limited places. Minerals like coal, petroleum, copper, gold, uranium, etc. Fourth, solitary resources, minerals available only at one place or two places in the world. They are the supplier for the whole world for solitary resources. For example, cryolite, which is available only in the Greenland. Greenland is the major supplier for the whole world solitary resources. You could understand details of two types. Resource can be classified by other methods also, wherein these can be classified into two types as renewable and non-renewable resources. Some resources reproduce themselves as per their uses during a specific time. In other words, these are inexhaustible, means they can be recycled. Solar insolation, wind, birds, animals, bioresource, etc. fall under this category. These are called renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are those resources which cannot be reused once they are used, or they cannot be reproduced again, or cannot be reformed in near future. Mineral, coal, natural gas, petroleum, etc. are included in this category. Planning and conservation of resources. Due to fastest growing development in the field of science and technology, human needs and wants are growing in unlimited way, and we are using these resources in extraordinary manner to fulfill our needs and wants. So it is the duty of all of us to conserve and preserve the resources for the future generations. So we have to use resources very judiciously. Scarcity means resources are available in a limited way, and if the resources will be exploited in the same way, so it will be a dream for us to maintain this type of lifestyle at the current rate. So we have to give focus on first rational uses and conservation of resources, second reuse of resources so that we can save the human as well as plants life. Let us understand about the planning and conservation of resources in details. First of all, gather information about the availability of utilized and unutilized, means used and unused and probable resources of any region of a country as a unit. Second, the resources which are limited or non-renewable should be exploited scientifically and should be used only when where it is necessary to use them. Attempts should be made to develop those resources, the quantity of which can be increased or that can be converted again. The resources which are cheaper and are easily available should not be wasted, but instead they should be used sparingly for future. For example, water. Those resources which are in a limited quantity like different type of minerals should be conserved. Finding its alternative option through technical development is favorable in long term. For example, we have to search some replacement for the use of wood, like different types of fibers that are very similar to the wood. Second, necessary laws should be formed for the conservation of resources and should be enforced strictly. Citizens should be well acquainted with all facts associated with the rational uses of resources, and a public awareness should be cultivated.